What's up, my Liberty lovers? Happy National Freedom Day. Tweety Insanity here, presenting Liberty Insanity 20. And this one's another Pinsanity, Liberty Insanity 12. I also showed you some of my Liberty pins. This one has to do with a lot of pop cultural characters. There's some great pins here, even some vintage pins. First, an acknowledgement that today is National Freedom Day, the day that we celebrate the signing of the 13th Amendment, February 1st, 1865, by Abraham Lincoln, legally abolishing slavery or involuntary servitude. So put your flags out. Let's have a moment of silence. These are the pins and the characters we will be looking at today. I wanted to do 13 because of the 13th Amendment. I added Miss Piggy at the last minute. So no Disney here and no Hard Rock Cafe. I'll get to those pins eventually. It is raining, but the show must go on. I wanted to add Miss Piggy because a lot of my Miss Piggy Liberty collection is pre-Disney purchase. Disney purchased all the Muppets in 2004. So this pin came out in 2005. It's technically a Disney pin. It's one of my favorites. But I do have a lot of other Miss Piggy Liberty stuff, which I think I'll show on her birthday, which in canon is, I got some notes to my right, June 14th is Miss Piggy Lee Day. So, that'll be some upcoming Liberty awesomeness. Of course, Miss Piggy was created in 1974, October 13th, when the Muppet Show debuted. Okay, Bugs Bunny was created July 27th, 1940. This pin is from 1994, and no doubt it was sold at the Warner Brothers store in Times Square, which existed from 1993 to 2001. And Bugs Bunny has appeared as Liberty and a few other pieces of merchandise. We'll do an episode for him, probably July 27th. I love this pin. Very detailed, fantastic looking pin from back in the day, 94. And the tablet does say, "What's up, Doc?" I should have pointed out on Miss Piggy's, her tablet is a box of chocolates. Very cute idea. So also from Looney Tunes and Warner Brothers. 1998 pin with Tweety Bird. I Tweety, New York City. That's a cute little pin. Tweety Bird was created in 1942. Tweety, there's like a plush Tweety Liberty, but there's no way Tweety's going to get, like, his own episode. From New York Comic Con 2018, at the Toddland exhibit, this pin was put out. Limited edition of 150. Only 150 of these were made, and that, of course, is Peter Griffin from Family Guy as Lady Liberty. I'm surprised they didn't do Lois or Meg, but it's still a nice looking pin after all. And in canon, in the show, there's an episode where Peter buys the foot of Lady Liberty as a gift for Quagmire, because he's into feet. And I'll put an image right here. Next up, we got Jane Lane from Daria. You can get this beautiful pin currently at rockinpins.com. And while there was not an episode of Daria that features, a Liberty theme or Jane dressed within the episode as Daria, those things during the credits, they're called the alter egos. And people have become obsessed with the alter egos lately, where it shows the characters from the TV show just dressed in different costumes. Someone made like this big quilt out of all of them. And then Rockin' Pins started making pins for them. Of course, Jane Lane is the best friend of Daria, and Daria debuted on MTV, I believe, back in 1997. So this is a great little pin. Let's go to this vintage Snoopy pin. So this is from the 80s. This would have came out around the time of the Centennial, 1986. And it says, "I Heart New York." Now, Snoopy Liberty, there's been a decent amount of merchandise, so we'll see Snoopy again. So, quick mention, Snoopy was introduced October 1950, and there's a National Peanuts Day in October. But I think canonically, he's said to have a birthday on August 10th. So maybe we'll look at all the Snoopy Liberties on August 10th. I don't know. This is a great pen, probably the best one here. Probably my favorite, at least. Ms. Green from M&Ms. She debuted 1997. Of course, M&Ms themselves were created in 1941, so almost as old as Bugs Bunny. National M&Ms Day is October 13th. Maybe I'll show you my Ms. Green collection, because there's been several pieces of merchandise with Ms. Green as Lady Liberty. Since there is the M&Ms World in New York City, Times Square, it's been there since 2006. It's operating currently. But this pen is from 2006. The year they first opened. As far as I know, they don't still sell this pen, but I got a couple banks and figurines and stuff. So we'll definitely see Ms. Green again. This is Felix the cat. He debuted November 8th, 1919. So definitely the oldest character here. And I did a little video on his birthday last year. As far as I know, there's not a figure or a figurine of Felix the cat as Lady Liberty. So yeah, I'm just happy to have this pen. And so this will be probably the only time I show that pen. Betty Boop, another old school character. She debuted August 9th, 1930, so August 9th is considered her birthday. And believe it or not, she has shown up in a lot of merchandise as Lady Liberty. I might get a couple figures or figurines, and then on August we can do a Liberty Insanity for Betty Boop. But this is a very old school Cloisonne pen. Vintage, 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 all the way. This is also vintage. I'm gonna need some help with this one. But check this out. Star Trek with Lady Liberty. There's the Enterprise flying above Miss Liberty. Now, Star Trek debuted September 8th, 1966. So Star Trek Day is September 8th. But this is the only piece of merchandise out there with Lady Liberty in it. So this is one of my few things that I own from Star Trek. But, of course, Star Trek is set in the year... The original series is set from 2265 to 2269. So it is, you know, it's not a galaxy far, far away and long ago and all that. It is in our timeline. So I found this interesting comic book where basically they return to Earth and... So it's in our future. They return to Earth and Statue of Liberty is surrounded by land. You can read the image here. So the, you know, McCoy and Kirk and all them are looking at Liberty surrounded by land because they filled in the New York Harbor. Very curious, very interesting. This it certainly came out around 1986 for the big centennial celebration, 100 years of Lady Liberty. This is a Precious Moments pen. Precious Moments were created in 1978 by illustrator Samuel Butcher. And I've actually been to the Precious Moments Chapel in Carthage, Missouri. A very interesting little tourist attraction. So, they've been around a long time. This is a fairly modern pen. Probably came out in 2005. I don't know. But we may see Precious Moments again because there is a Biscuit Porcelain, a Bisque figurine that I have. So the tablet here kind of looks like the Ten Commandments. That's interesting. This seems to be kind of a regular tablet. This, if there's a tablet at all, blends in. I also tend to point out the number of spikes to the crown. So this one only has 5. This one's pretty cool. It does have a 7-point crown. And the tablet says M&Ms. Now there's a bank I have of Ms. Green, and the tablet says, "Give me your hungry." So I love parodies and homages where they kind of switch things up a little bit. Let's jump over here. This is Omer from Odyssey of the Mind. Odyssey of the Mind began in 1978, so same year as Precious Moments. It began in New York City, and it's a creative, imaginative skills building competition. This is where I first got introduced to pen trading in my youth. So the New York chapter has made a pen each year of Omer as Liberty. So Omer is their mascot. He's a raccoon, if you can't tell. Super duper raccoon. Oh, that's not good. And they chose a raccoon because raccoons are very curious and very resourceful. And I want to go and put Omer in this video because I have the 2015 pen, the 2018 pen, the 2020 pen. So you can see I don't have 16, 17, or I guess 21. If you have those, you can hook me up. I'd love to get a hold of them. So that's my boy Omer, mascot of Odyssey of the Mind. Now the last one here, I said I would need some help on. I don't know what this is from, but I wanted to go ahead and include it in the character episode because maybe a viewer can help identify it. So straight off the bat, I know this is vintage. There's no markings on it. I know that it is not Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bear has made pens and they just look way different. The Build-A-Bear style, here's a picture of the Build-A-Bear Liberty. You can see the face and the eyes is way different. And their pins are always marked on the back as Build-A-Bear Workshop. Also, I don't even know that this is a bear. I think it might be a lion. So then the next thing I looked up is, what does the Braveheart lion look like from Care Bears? Because Care Bears would be of the era of this pin. But as you can see, the Braveheart lion looks very different. Then I was thinking, well, maybe, much like Omer, maybe there's a mascot of something in New York that would have a lion. So I looked up 3 things. One is Columbia University in New York City has the lions. And Rory is the name of the mascot. But I do not think this is Rory. Could be wrong. And then the New York Public Library uses lions as a mascot because they have the lion sculptures outside. So they have this series called Between the Lions, where they have this whole lion family, you know, as furries or whatnot. But it doesn't really look like them either. And then I went and looked up the New York Liberty WNBA team, which I want to see what their mascot was, because they began in 1997. It kind of looks like this, but technically it's a dog. Their mascot is called Maddie. So it's not Rory, it's not Maddie. Maddie is a dog, but it does have the Liberty spikes, Liberty crown. Now this says New York with a heart for the O. It doesn't say the more typical I heart New York, or, you know, I Tweety New York. So if you know this pertains to particular franchises, certainly let me know ASAP. Dude, I love collecting Lady Liberty. Check out the hashtag Liberty Insanity for my Lady Liberty collection. Toys, ephemera, figures and figurines, and pins. There's going to be definitely more Pinsanity versions of Liberty Insanity. I hope you enjoyed a look at these. Maybe I could do a ranking real quick. My number 1 here is Ms. Green. We're going to do a whole Ms. Green video. That is a beautiful pin. And the time I got this is the only time I've ever seen it come through eBay. My second favorite here, I'm going to go with Miss Piggy. We're going to see Miss Piggy again. Third favorite here, I'm going to go with Jane Lane. This is just an excellent looking pin. Woo, beautiful. Next favorite, I will go with Bugs Bunny. We'll see Bugs Bunny again because I have some of the figures and figurines and a bank. And then I'm going to go with Peter Griffin. No other NYCC Family Guy merchandise, but you can see this. There's this print here with Stewie and Brian. It's like $150. I'm not going to get that print. Next favorite, I do kind of like Omer. I want to get the rest of the Omers. And then these Rank Lore, just because they're Cloisonne baked glass vintage, so they're pretty fragile, and they're not real detailed, but we're going to see Snoopy again, so I really like that one. I do like that I found this Felix the Cat one. I like Betty the Boop, and then I'll rank this, and then this, and then I guess I'll put, well, I can't identify. It's probably my least favorite here. Anyway, alright, thanks for having a look. Thank you so much. Liberty Insanity 20. Get the books in the bag, and the playlist in the pin collection vault. That's not even a very magnifying glass, is it? Okay, thanks for the thumbs up, and of course, I'll see you in the next video.